Amen. And a happy Christmas wherever you're joining us from. Just a powerful song. I want to read the scripture that the song was written from and hopefully find you in your home. If you've just joined us in your home, if you're in your car driving, if you're with family and friends, if you're alone, doesn't matter how you came to this moment, we believe God has something for you, and it's going to be a blessed Christmas. Amen. It's going to be a blessed Christmas. And so here's the story. It says, the people walking in darkness have seen a great light. And those living in the land of the shadow of death, a light has dawned. And you have enlarged the nation and increased their joy. They rejoice before you as people rejoice at harvest, and men rejoice when dividing plunder. For as in the day of the Midian's defeat, you have shattered the yoke that burdens them. God wants to shatter yokes that burden us, friends. He wants to break that which holds us back and release the life that He has for us this morning. The bar across their shoulders, the rod of the oppressor, every warrior's boot used in battle, every garment rolled in blood, will be destined for burning, will be fuel for the fire. Listen to this. For unto us, unto you and I, unto the mom that's alone, unto the father that's still figuring it out, unto the businessman that's had the hardest year of their lives, unto us, unto all of us, unto those that grew up in the church, those that have never been to church but showed up online today to find out something about the Christmas story. Unto us the child is born, and unto us a son is given. And the government will be on His shoulders, and He will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, and Prince of Peace. And of the increase of His government and peace, there will be no end. It's good to be with you on Christmas Day. I must be honest, it's a real privilege to be here. And I just want to say, worship team, you guys have been awesome. Every part of these Christmas services has been amazing. If you've enjoyed it, if you've enjoyed our Christmas Eve, if you've enjoyed the moments in between, love it if you could just put some like amen hands, praise hands, and let us know online. It's going to be a blessed Christmas. Hey, wherever you're joining us from, I want to say hi. My name is Dylan, and on behalf of my wife and I, it is good to have you in church, online, on Christmas Day. I want to know what you're eating today. Like, that's what I want to know. Like, just before we get going, I want to know, like, what's on the menu? Like partner with me for just a moment. What's on the menu is what I want to know. Like, I know people have asked you already, is it going to be gammon or turkey, or is it pizza because you're like contemporary Christian Christmas? Is it going to be fillet steak, seafood, sushi? Like sushi, JD? Kento? Not sushi, Jordan? Keaton? Come on, what are we talking about? Are you traditionalists? Are we going like gammon? Pup. Duma wants pup on Christmas Day. What do you want on Christmas Day? Like, what's it gonna be? Like, what's on the table already? How's that for a question? And in fact, if you're eating already, why don't you send us like some like happy hands? You know, like tell us that's what's going down, all right? But it's Christmas Day, and we're allowed to eat a little bit extra today. No one judges you, and the dessert, and the turkey, and the gammon, and everything. But it's Christmas. I also want to know what came under your tree. Like, I want to know, like, what was it? Was it my good friend on the keys, Tyrone? He was calling Santa for a PS5, my gamer friend. Like, gamer. PS5, I don't even know what that means. I thought that was a sports car. Could be anything, to be honest, like T-Wiz. I don't know, what came under your tree? Like, JD was looking forward to like a whole lot of love, he said. Like, I just love the fact that he's a simple guy. That's what I love about him. And I want to know what's coming on your tree. What did you unwrap today on Christmas Day? Maybe the kids are watching today. Maybe some of you guys are going, I want to tell you. Well, tell us in the comments tab. Like, take your mom and dad's phone, the one that they never give you, and just ask them for like 20 seconds to let the world know what came under your Christmas tree, all right? It would be really cool to know what was under your tree. What present did Santa bring to your home? And hey, I just pray that as you've unwrapped all the presents and as you've had these fun moments, that truly, and it's been said before, and I know it's cliched, but that the presence of God would be the greatest gift of all. And we've been doing this series called The Blessed Christmas. It's from Isaiah chapter 9, when a prophetic word is given of the child that will be born, which we believe is Jesus. And it says He'll be called Wonderful Counselor. The word for this is Miracle Working Counselor. This is not just ordinary counsel. This is miraculous counsel. Supernatural results when He speaks to us. We spoke about Him being mighty God, El Gidor, as mighty God, the one who fights battles for us, the one who goes ahead of us, that guarantees the victories that we could never earn or deserve. I spoke at Christmas Eve, I spoke last night around what it means to have a forever Father or an everlasting Father. And then today I want to speak about the Prince of Peace. Shalom, I believe it's in Hebrew. Shalom, that's a cool word, eh? Shalom, like, sorry, I'm just going to go for a little walk amongst my friends, but don't you just love that word? Like, Shalom, like, it's just like, I don't really care what 2020 has been, like, Shalom's here, the Prince of Peace, you know? Like, royal. It's like guarantees something, right? Shalom. Shalom is this beautiful Hebrew word. It speaks about not just peace as in, I can breathe, but it speaks about like this overwhelming sense of life and abundance. It speaks of prosperity. It speaks of health. It speaks of well-being. It speaks of calm. It speaks of delight. Shalom is this beautiful Hebrew word that speaks of life given by God. And the Christmas story, the word we're on today is the Prince of Peace, the Shalom, the giver of all things life. And I wondered if I could take a moment, whether you're like glad the year's over, whether you're excited for a new year to begin, whether you have all your best friends with you this Christmas, whether there's no one with you this Christmas. I wonder if I could take a moment as we've been doing this series to speak the Isaiah 9 prophecy over your home. That there'd be wonderful counsel, that there'd be a mighty God that works for you, that there'd be an everlasting or forever Father, and that this Shalom, this Prince of Peace, would come upon your home like never before. I really believe in that. You know, you've got to understand the context of this scripture. It's pretty awesome. Is that Israel, God's people, were living in what we would call darkness. It was like doom and gloom, right? Like it was like the Assyrians, this big empire was like taking ground from them, and the Syrians were on the other borders taking ground from them, and God's people were feeling like a little bit claustrophobic, like they couldn't breathe. I don't know if that's you, but maybe you just feel like this year is just like taking your breath away, like, and not for good reasons, like there's nothing left. And maybe you're just trying to catch your breath. What I want to tell you, that the Christmas story, part of it is you catching your breath. It is you receiving His breath again. And as Israel was like pressed in by all these sides by the enemy, it's in that moment that Isaiah speaks this prophetic word and says, a child will be born. And it's interesting because Isaiah 7, 8, and 9, there's all these children born, but this one's different. This one carries something that others don't. And there are a lot of things that are born into our lives, but it's when Jesus gets in, He carries something others don't. He carries something for our marriages that others don't. He carries something for our families that others don't. He carries something for our business and for our nation that others just simply don't. The name Jesus, Emmanuel, God with us, that song. How beautiful a reminder that He carries, He brings something to a world of darkness. I love Isaiah 9. It says, into a darkness, light has come. Like into the darkest spaces, light has come. And this isn't just like they turned on the lights, like suddenly I can see what's going on. It's like transcendent light. It goes straight in and straight through me. It's beautiful. It carries something that nothing else in this world brings. This is not I couldn't see and now I can. This is I was dead and now I'm alive. I was hopeless and now I'm hopeful. I wasn't even sure that I wanted to go into 2021. Now I can't wait. That's the light that Christmas brings. That's the story of Jesus. Who would have thought that a child would bring that? Who would have thought that God would birth this kind of forever light and life in a beautiful young baby boy? But that's the beauty of Christmas. Unlikely stories, supernatural outcomes. And I wondered if just for a moment you can just picture yourself receiving. Because listen, maybe you did the church thing your whole life and Christmas is like a tick box. And maybe today the Shalom, Prince of Peace, shows up in your tick box and changes everything. Like maybe today mighty God shows up in the battle that you have no energy left for and He wins it for you. And maybe you start to see the Christmas story differently. Maybe it's not just a practical thing we do. It is a personal encounter we have. It's not just we go to church, it's we encounter Christ, the wonderful counselor, everlasting God, everlasting Father, mighty God, and Prince of Peace. And there was a story told. I'll tell you the story. It's a beautiful story. A king sent out a challenge to say, I want somebody in the town to capture what for them would be the best picture of peace. And it's such a cool story because it came back and there were two standout, let's say, pictures. The one was of, if you can imagine, this beautiful lake, perfect lake. I imagine it to be like those Swiss, those Alps, they run down Lake Zurich. It's just beautiful. It's its colors are perfect. It's glistening, it's glowing. You can see the reflection of life in it. I can imagine the mountains just being so beautiful in the background, little snow caps. All of us right now, as I'm saying it, you're wishing you were there. I wish I were there. I just sold myself my own Christmas tree. That's the one picture. And everyone in the town, as they came out to judge with the king, was thinking, surely this is peace. Tranquil, calm, fantastic. And then there was this other picture. It was also of a lake, but the waters were a bit turbulent. There were mountains in the picture, but these mountains were rugged and rough and barely the kind that you would take a photograph of and stick up on your wall, and certainly not the one that you would want to travel to for a relaxing holiday. It was wild. And as the king looked into the depths of this photo, he started to see that there was this waterfall where water was coming crashing down on this rock surface. But beyond the waterfall, behind the water, was this crack in the rock where there was this plant coming alive. In the plant was a mother bird and her chicks. And you can imagine as this happens, the king looks around and he goes, I know the photo that's going to win the award. And he calls for the second option because he said, peace is not the absence of all things chaotic. Peace is presencing ourselves in rest despite the circumstance that surrounds us. That's the Christmas story. If I had to say that peace was just this moment where, we sing beautiful songs and you put the playlist on, maybe you're like a Boney M fan, old school, maybe like a bit of Hillsong Christmas, I don't know. But if your only imagination of peace is when everything's calm, then I think there's still an invitation for you to encounter Shalom. Because the Prince of Peace comes into chaos to bring calm. He doesn't need calm, he brings calm. He doesn't wait on the perfect scenario, he creates the perfect scenario. You know what I'm saying? Your world could be like, I'm not even sure what to do. I don't know how to trust God. I'm not sure what to do with my kids, my future, That's where Shalom comes. He comes into the space of chaos and confusion. Friends, it's not your responsibility to work life out and then add God. It's your invitation to invite God into the not worked out life, because that's where the calm comes. I wonder what it would look like today as you unwrap the gifts, as you wonder where you should have been, what you should have done. I love in John 16:33 in the New Living Translation, it says it like this: I've told you all this that you may have peace in me. This is Jesus talking. Here on earth you will have many trials and sorrows. But take heart, because I have overcome the world. I love that the Christmas story is a reminder that into everything we're trying to figure out, even in the non-figured out state of it all. I got to believe I'm talking to someone. Serge, cameraman, hi to your friends behind that lens, modern day missionary. I got to believe I'm talking to someone that honestly, for sure, when everyone's around and you're cheersing and pulling the crackers and reading the jokes and laughing, it's all good. But when they leave, turmoil. Shalom come to your home today, ma'am. Shalom come to your heart today, sir. Maybe there's some young children listening, and you're meant to be all full of fun and joy because you're a child, right? Children play and they dance and they laugh and they sing, and yes, that's all true, but children carry things too. And maybe the Prince of Peace is going to come into your heart, young man, young woman, and he's going to turn the things that feel so upside down right side up, and he's going to bring a calm confidence back to your life. And he's going to cause you to rise again with a joy and a strength in your heart. That is not because it's all good around you. It's because something changed inside you. Christmas got on the inside. You see, it's so funny. We unwrap presents and enjoy what's inside. God gets inside and releases it out. You know what I'm saying? It's back to front. Everything we do in life is going looking for the thing we want. But the gospel is it came looking My heart says, could somebody on the other side of the screen, if that's you and you're listening, and it's speaking to your heart, love it if you could just give a big amen. Just let God know He's working in your home. He's working in your heart. I was thinking about this, and I'll close with this story, because I want you to go and eat. Like, for sure, I want you to go and unlock some gifts. I know for sure my kids be nagging by now. They're saying, Dad, let's do this thing. But I was thinking about Psalm 23. You prepare, you know the scripture, it's David. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He restores my soul for His name's sake. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. Right? Picture this. Fear no evil, for your rod and staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me. Listen to this. In the presence of my enemies. Not in the absence of, in the presence of. Peace isn't the absence of. Peace is God in the presence of. There is something about the Christmas story that presence is Shalom, back in the middle of all we do. And I love it how He says, you prepare a table before me. Like, let's eat together. I get this picture sometimes that when we see the table, we see ourselves, and then like there's an invisible barrier around us, like no one's going to get through it. But that's not what the story's saying. I believe the story is saying they're right there. They're pressing in. Doubt is pressing in. Despair is pressing in. The accusations of friends and family and failed moments are pressing in. But in the presence of all those things, here's Christmas. Jesus comes. Sit down with me. Take a moment with me. There's no rush. There's nowhere to be. They may be there and they may be staring you down, but they have no right to get in your life. All authority, Jesus said, in heaven and earth has been given to me. There's something about Christmas, which is the story of heaven taking back the authority that was given to it. And so perhaps as we close today, we're going to do something really special, because I know you're going to want to take a moment, and I'm going to encourage you to leave your screen on, leave the music playing. And if you're joining us on radio, leave it ringing out. We've got friends joining us, Life and Style Radio. Shout out if that's you. May God speak to you too. But let the music play. Our team are going to go into a few songs, some you know, some perhaps that you will just listen to. But I want you to let the songs speak to you as we allow the Christmas story to get into our hearts again, which is, unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government will be on His shoulders, and He will be called to your home, Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, and Prince of Peace. Can I pray for you? Could I take a moment in the midst of everything and pray for your family? Could I pray for your heart? Could I pray for your eyes to light up again? Could I pray for your body to be strengthened again in new proportions? Could I pray that the Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Forever Father, and Prince of Peace, Shalom, would just come walking in? Like, God, would you just come walking in? We don't want to have to invite you every time. We want the door to be open to you. So God, I pray for every heart that is listening to this right now. For every person that is so excited for the story of Christmas but knows they need an encounter with Shalom, the Prince of Peace. Meet with them, please, Jesus. Meet with them in the random moments of songs that come. Meet with them in the spontaneous joy of family gatherings. Meet with them in the quiet when it all ends and they close their eyes and they fall asleep. Meet with them in those moments. But Shalom, come, Prince of Peace, come and meet with your people. Meet with your loved ones, your children. Forever Father, hold us. Forever Father, speak to us. And I do pray that the most satisfying meal we receive this Christmas will be that of you, Jesus, again in our hearts and lives. The beauty and the pleasure and the joy of knowing you. Would you satisfy hungry hearts? Would you bless broken homes? Would you strengthen weary lives? Would Christmas invade the chaos of this life and Shalom bless every heart and home in Jesus' mighty name?